Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at signed numbers and exponents. Exponents always have the following form: a base raised to an exponent. We're going to focus for now on the exponent being a positive integer. We'll discuss other forms, namely negative exponents and fractional exponents, later on in the course. Our first example is 2 to the third. So remember, when you have something that's raised to an exponent, make sure you say it correctly. 2 to the third power. By definition, this is 2 times 2 times 2. We're multiplying 2's 3 times, and that is equal to 8. In the general case, x to the fifth is x times x times x times x times x, so 5 x's. I don't know what x is, so I can't simplify that any further. Be careful when your base is not a positive whole number or a positive number with decimals. If you have a negative, you have to be really, really careful. Negative 3 to the fourth, my base here is negative 3. And that means negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. I have four negative signs here, which means my answer will be positive, and I get positive 81. There is a big difference between this and the following, negative 3 to the fourth. Without the parentheses, my base is 3, and this is negative 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. There's only one negative, so my answer is negative 81. So again, be careful. If there's no parentheses, then your base is the number closest to the exponent. As another case, we have 2/5 squared. 2/5 is in parentheses, so that is my base. So I have 2/5 times 2/5, which is 4 over 25. Versus the following, without parentheses. If there are no parentheses, again, my exponent only goes to whatever number is closest to it. In this case, the base is 2. And I have 2 times 2 over 5. 5 is not being squared because there's no parentheses. So this is 4/5. So you have to be really, really careful when your base possibly contains more than one part to it, a negative or a fraction. If there's no parentheses, the exponent only goes with the number that's closest to it. So we'll try out a few examples. 4 cubed, 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Negative 3 cubed, remember my base is the entire negative 3, so when I multiply it out, I'll have 3 negatives. 3 is an odd number, so my answer will be negative, and 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So I get negative 27. C, negative 5 squared. This is not negative 5 squared. It is the negative of 5 squared. So this is negative 5 times 5, which is negative 25. In parentheses, 5/6 squared. So I'm squaring the entire fraction. So I have 5/6 times 5/6, which is 25 over 36. E, 3 squared over 5. Again, there's no parentheses. The 5 is not being squared. 3 squared is 9, so I have 9 over 5. F, 0.2 cubed, so that's 0.2 times 0.2 times 0.2. Be careful with the decimals. Remember to add up all your decimals, and then that's how many decimal places you'll move it over at the end when you multiply with decimals. So we'll have 3 0.2s. So I'll have 0.008. It's something very small. Remember, 0.2 times 0.2 is small, and then I multiply by another 0.2, so my answer should be pretty small. Similarly, negative 0.03 squared. The negative is not in parentheses, so it's going to be a negative times 0.03 times 0.03. And we get negative 0.0009. I have 2 decimals from the 0.03. I'll have 2 decimals from the other 0.03, so that's 4 decimal places, so 0.0009. Again, just be really careful with the decimal places when you're doing exponents. The next one is 5 to the 4th. So that's 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. If you do that out, you should get 625. As our last one, we have negative 3 halves to the 4th. The negative 3 halves is in parentheses, so that whole thing is being raised to the 4th. I'll end up with 4 negatives, so my answer is positive. I'll have 4 3's on top, that's 81. I'll have 4 2's on the bottom, that's 16. So you get 81 over 16. So try out the homework problems, read through the book. Again, be really, really careful. If it's not in parentheses, the exponent only goes to the number that it's closest to. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.